Welcome to the Brothers and Sisters podcast. This is what's coming up next, so stay tuned.
Fighting the good fight, and it comes. She comes. I'm sure she's sensitive to it. It comes from like she seems to be so confident with it, but it comes from a place of hurt. Like I saw she recently had to go on TikTok and address a rumor that she killed somebody by stage diving.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You got to deal with that.
Which,
you know what I'm saying? Like
any person would have to address that if they were an artist and they jumped into a crowd.
But the pink elephant in the room is pretty clear, right? She has a choice. She made a choice to be who she is, and she's embracing it, and that's great. But you can't embrace what you are and then be mad when people judge you by what you're embracing.
The Forgettable Life of Liam White, a fantastic movie if you haven't seen it, is garnering all sorts of attention. One of the brothers, Sean Woodland, is Liam White. Can you give us an update of where it is, Liam White?
Done a couple festivals. Just finished up the Martha's Vineyard African American Festival. We were nominated for the HBO Max Best Feature Award. Don't know if we won or not. I haven't seen any updates on that. And then just found out we got into American Black Film Festival, ABFF, which is another prominent film festival. This is their 25th anniversary year.
Wow.
It's a big time festival. It's sponsored by HBO, Netflix, Warner, the whole yada yada. It's in the narrative features competition. There's only like 10 films out of, I'm sure, thousands of international submissions. So that's a big honor. This year, I think Michael Jai White has a new Western comedy coming out that's in it, and Jussie Smollett's directorial debut, Beat Boy Blues, is also in the festival.
Hold on, Jussie, his head back out? Good for
He's
Jussie.
directing, he's not acting.
Good for Jussie.
And this year, the jury president is Will Power Packer, super producer. And it's from, I think the live festival is from November 3rd through 7th, and then they're also doing some virtual events. So it's good to be recognized. And
Yeah, if anyone, I'm sure we've all seen it, but listeners, viewers, if you haven't seen it, please check out Forgettable Life of Liam White. It's a fantastic film.
And where could we find it? Is it on?
After the festival, it'll probably be released. There's some distribution lined up, but you can't distribute it until it's done with the festival run, or it's not eligible. So
Okay.
So in December, find out where and when it'll be available.
So I think we covered all what the talented brothers and sisters are doing. That leaves, me, I'm not doing anything, but I don't have any talent. I just kind of sort of like got these people together. So that's where we are. But let's get into the show. Now we've highlighted everything. Lizzo, I guess, is mad that not everybody was accepting of her body positivity. She actually shows her power, right? She was able to get Instagram was already rolling out the feature of, if you're at a high visibility moment, you can kind of sort of mute messages and DMs. But Facebook removed some of the commentary that she was getting coming off of her video with Cardi B, which I actually haven't seen.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I've only been privy to the commentary. Do we have any thoughts on Lizzo being mad that I'm going to guess people were calling her fat? That's what I'm going to guess.
I'm thinking that's it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. We were joking before the show and during the show. As somebody who is rocking the original man, I like it, but I certainly can understand if people don't like it, right? I shouldn't be surprised or angry or upset if some people are like, you need to shave that shit, right?
Wait, are we talking pubic hair? I thought we were talking big girl.
We are talking big girls. Stay with me, Sean. Stay with me. So if I'm going to lead with something that people might not find attractive, even though I like it and think, it should be celebrated, I would think that I would have to be prepared for people to have some not flattering things to say about me. But is that okay? Like, should we accept that? I mean, to take Lizzo's side, she's not hurting anybody per se, but I think it's kind of along the lines of everybody should find this attractive, and if you don't, yeah.
So,
Is that
so
is that
I'm going to
comment
reserve
you
my
made?
comment for last because I'm going to have a very biased opinion on this.
It's
Well, no, is
tricky.
that the comment that she made, that she feels that everyone should find it attractive, or is she just
No, that's not
frustrated
what
No,
she
with
that's
said.
not what she said.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say,
That's not what she
it's
said.
just that she's
No.
frustrated with the negative comments. Because I can understand if it's like, this is what I want to do on my page. If you don't like it, why are you following me? You don't have to say anything.
Correct.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, from my understanding, what she said was it was the racist and hurtful things that was said,
Oh.
and pretty much it's obviously about her weight and her appearance, and probably some stuff got to her. But here's my thing: if you're gonna be, the type of person to have your ass out, you can't be crying about it later, and and think everybody's gonna like it. Like, I mean, that's just foolish to me. Like, I don't think it's really about body shaming at this point. It's about, like, what are you doing? This is extra. Like, to me, it's all fake. Like, all that confidence is not real. You know what I mean? Because, like, either you gonna be fat and be happy, or you gonna try to lose weight. But what I'm saying? Like, this last little Instagram video she had, why you got your ass out at a public park trying to twerk with your big old people knees? Like, it just wasn't no good look. And for the people to say, if Rihanna did it, number one, Ree wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But what did Beyonce do it? You wouldn't see, Beyonce do that either. You know what I mean? It's just like, to me, it's like, you just doing all this extra shit and, like, people not riding for it. Like, nah, like, she thinks she got money now, so she gonna get dudes that have money too. No, that's not the way the world works, boo-boo. You in Hollywood now, so you got to take your lumps, I mean, that's how I feel.
I feel one thing though. I feel that at the end of the day, regardless, like, these are still people. And I think it's really easy. And I don't mean to be the Pollyanna in the group, but I mean, I think we all get our feelings hurt. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do hurt sometimes. And I can't imagine, regardless of how famous you are, and yes, whatever you think about what she's wearing, that's, to me, the end of the day, that's her choice. How she chooses to present herself is her choice. It's her publicist, it's her team. They know what they're doing. But I do also think that underneath it all, there's still a human being. And in that respect and in that aspect, I do feel badly for her, because I can't imagine what it's like to have to constantly get these messages. And it just makes me think of something I read, and it's specific to women, but women, are always straddling this balance of bringing attention to how negative the trolling that they receive is, right? For being too weak or crying about it, or they do nothing and they're told to be strong. And I know in this instance, you're saying, okay, she's wearing jean shorts, she's twerking, she's doing whatever, but it, like, fundamentally, but I'm just like, I'm agreeing with you in the same point. I'm just saying it's still a person. And I want to, like, make it beyond Lizzo just for a second, to just talk about the fact that Lizzo is a larger woman, whether that's healthy or not healthy. I'm sure Coach has opinions on that, right? But I feel like for all women, or women who identify, people who identify as women, there's always something more we could be doing. You know, there's nothing that's good enough. It's like, if you're skinny, you're too skinny. You know, if you're big, you're too big. And it's something that I personally feel like I wish that men would have like one day of like actually understanding what it is like to walk through life as a woman.
I do.
And and to piggyback on what Nicole is saying, I think that's part of what she's saying when she's bringing this to light, is that for all of what she's doing to champion her body positivity image that she's putting out there as a bigger woman, as someone that's going to dress and present an image the way that she's presenting, to say like, I love myself regardless of how anyone else thinks that I should be presenting, to constantly have the public come back, or a portion of the public come back and attack her so viciously time and time again, and to not have enough of the population like champion for her and support her for that. People are people, and that does hurt. And
it's not based on her work.
And
That's
another
the
one
part that
that
frustrates
too.
me. It's not her music. If we sat here and bashed her because you don't like her music, or you think that's whatever, she came out as an artist, but we're talking about her body.
Her body.
That's where I disagree. She didn't come out as just an artist.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like, she makes it about her body.
Bingo.
Like,
No. She doesn't
Like,
make it about her body. She's a plus size woman, and she has no choice but to present as a plus size woman.
She has a choice. She has a choice.
No, she
doesn't.
even designed for women over a size 8. Every award season, there's so many like stars and celebrity women who are like, I can't find a dress because I'm a size 8 and above.
That's not what she said.
That's
not what you're saying, though.
That is okay. Now this is my problem with the whole Lizzo situation. It's like women look at her, and y'all to me, y'all self-internalize her struggle within yourself, but like, it ain't about her being overweight. Like, nobody said nothing about her being big or doing that extra stuff until she made it not about the music, but about, if Beyonce was doing this, she wouldn't say nothing. If so-and-so wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? She's like extra thirsty. Like nobody's really bashing her except for like the trolls. But in all honesty, didn't nobody have the sympathy for Michael Jackson? You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was preaching body sensitivity, black and white, you know, and he got butchered by his own community.
Okay, respectfully, that's a reach.
Yeah, and respectfully, he was a pedophile.
That's a reach.
I'm coming in because it's highly sensitive to me, right? So you say men don't get that. How about being constantly told do your own steroids? How about being constantly walked up by women, come up and grab you in your arms? Oh my God, your arms are huge.
But you're in a
That's not the same thing. That's not negative.
Is there any difference?
Wait a minute. Hold up. You know what?
All women are picked apart for their bodies. And
we love you, but that is not the same.
Why?
If you walk down the street and someone catcalls you, you ignore it, and then he calls you every name under the sun because you didn't say good morning. Has that happened to you?
Okay.
Has someone followed you?
Yes.
But the bottom line is, are you in danger? Are you in danger?
But in danger is not the question. No one's going to be right. What I'm saying is,
but a woman definitely is in danger.
Hold on. But see, that's not the context of the conversation, right? It's not about her being in danger. She got security. She ain't in danger. What you said was, are men getting that type of shit? Yes. At the gym, if a chick comes up to me and I don't speak back, I'm every asshole nigga, not all that son of a bitch in the world. No different than the chick who gets the same shit. So yes, we get it. The same thing. If
you get it at the same level, you get it at the same level in every aspect.
Is there any difference? Is there a difference? If Sean walks down the street, he's a fucking famous movie star.
Are you truly going to sit here today in 2021 and tell me in an institutionalized and patriarchal society that what you have is equivalent to what a woman has? I mean, we are going to be in a different conversation.
That's not your question.
Guys, I think she's kind of sort of lost we lost the plot a little bit. I think
Your
actually
question was, do men deal with it? Yes.
what
My
Ron
problem
was
with
saying is
Lizzo,
actually a little bit more on point in the
Right,
sense that
so-
we're extrapolating much larger things onto this.
exactly.
That's actually
I think-
Well,
happening.
that's
I
because
think
a lot
Lizzo
of
is-
times when we have these arguments about celebrities and what they do, we're projecting our shit onto them.
I think Lizzo is fighting
So it
the
might
good
make
fight.
sense to go back to exactly what Lizzo said about her issue and what did
Yeah.
she specifically say?
Right.
Yep, and what she
I
said
think-
was
Quote or
she
something?
didn't like the racist and the fat shaming that she received, and the fact that no Hollywood people are willing to date her. That's what's going on in her world right now, and it's
That's
a
Did
choice.
she
that
say
she's
no
making.
Hollywood people are willing to date her?
Sure,
I think-
Well,
they-
not
right,
no
right,
He
right.
is-
Hollywood people.
She's
It's the
just
people she is shooting her shot at. They like no
Exactly,
thank
and
you.
they're rejecting her.
But
Yeah.
that's a
But
part of
that's,
life.
that's not what the
Yeah.
article was about. The article was
I-
about what she
That's
thought.
what's
And
happening
not the
overall.
I
right
think
thing.
she is fighting the good fight, and it comes. She comes. I'm sure she's sensitive to it. It comes from like she seems to be so confident with it, but it comes from a place of hurt. Like I saw she recently had to go on TikTok and address a rumor that she killed somebody by stage diving.
Correct.
Yeah.
You
Correct.
got to deal with that.
Which
know what I'm saying? Like-
any person would have to address that
But
if they were an
but-
artist and they
but
jumped
the
into a crowd.
impossible, but the pink elephant in the room is pretty clear, right? It's she has a choice. She made a choice to be who she is, and she's embracing it, and that's great. But you can't embrace what you are and then be mad when people judge you by what you're embracing. Just
But I
like me, I embrace going to the gym. Somebody calls me a gym head. Okay, I deal with it. They say I'm on steroids. I fucking deal with it.
But I
It's
think
the choice.
part of that
Yeah, but
also
it's a little
is even if
different.
she's
I think it's
trying
different for
to
women,
deal
though.
with it, even if she's trying to deal with her weight and lose weight in a healthy manner, she still is a plus size woman and she can't erase that just by
And-
snapping her finger. I mean, you posted the other day, your Amazon Prime body ain't gonna come
Ain't
overnight.
coming tomorrow.
You
And
said the other day.
societally,
So it's
societally, like
she can't change
having-
that overnight. Her talent is her talent. So what does that have to do with her trying to be positive and love herself and not get knocked down every day
But-
and then still have people
Okay.
coming at her
Okay.
aggressive?
That goes to what
Okay,
Ron was
right.
saying, though, right? It's not about the music, like
Right.
Okay.
the Lakers game, right? Where like she turned around and just kind of
For
sort
no
of showed the
reason,
bare
like,
ass.
that
It's like, what was that
Well,
about?
Sean was trying to say something for like the past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
no, no, I've lost it down. I'm just saying her shit is I think it can be a little like the positivity extends. It can seem like she's doing too much on some levels, but like I was saying with Walter, like societally, like having muscles and shit, that's viewed as an overall positive. Being a big girl has never
Yeah.
been that. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you do get fucked with about it, it's not something that I'm sure would bother you to the extent that it does her because of
But how do you know?
I don't think that was his point.
you shouldn't be that sensitive, black man.
No, wait.
But
I
that's
don't think
not the
that-
point. But that's not the
I don't
point.
think
The
that's
point
the
is it happens. And it happens frequently.
Okay, but with all due respect, coach, with all due respect, and you know that you're loved and respected.
And you're at the gym every day.
But with
too.
all due respect, you do not have as many followers as Lizzo does.
Absolutely.
So it is not
yet.
like every single day from the moment you wake up. Okay, now you're gonna prove to me. Okay.
No,
Well,
I'm agreeing.
I'm sure
I
she
agree
has,
with you.
she has
I
like
don't.
a good
Oh, okay.
10, 20%
So what
of
I'm
her
trying to say
followers.
is like it's a different thing if it's constant. Like it doesn't mean that and I think of this like we talked about this before. I mean, you said this too, right? Like first she was an artist. Whatever she's doing now, as maybe parts of it has changed, but she came on the scene because she wanted to do music. She's classically trained, right?
Right.
I don't
Good.
care who you are. No
Get
one
on
is
social media.
prepared for celebrity.
Right.
No one is.
I agree because
You need to
nobody is
get on
supposed
social
to
media.
nobody is supposed to have that much attention. It's just the world was not meant for
No,
that. It's just
wait.
it is what it is. But no, I think the point that like everybody's trying to like make multiple different points. I think what Nicole is trying to say is that Lizzo is not exempt from feelings. She's a human
Correct.
being. Now you might
Thank you.
you might want to take the stance that okay, maybe she shouldn't put her body out there like that if she doesn't want to get the comments, but
Yep.
we
Yo.
don't. None of us knows what it's like to be a big time celebrity to be expected to.
Okay.
put
Adele didn't have this problem, did she?
image and
And be big.
Adele.
and be in a body that people tell you is wrong.
Adele internalized it and lost weight.
What about Missy Elliott? Does she have that problem?
Missy Elliott wore a garbage bag in her first music video because they told her her body was too big and she was too ugly, that she couldn't wear anything that was fitted or showed her body. So she is part of.
And Missy Elliott was not becoming famous during a time when there was social media.
That shit was epic.
Musically, honestly,
Hit me up. Let's try to do it one at a time so we can hear one another. Also, whoever's up.
Real quick, honestly, musically, like it's tough. Like I think about rappers, singers, and all that shit. If you're a woman and you're not traditionally sexy or whatever, I think what's the rapper chick? Chica. She's dope as shit, but she has all types of issues getting fucked with because she doesn't like who are our most successful? Megan, Nicki, Cardi.
Yeah.
They're doing all that same type of shit. So if you don't fit that mold, it's tougher, I feel like.
Because when it comes to being a woman, most people are gonna shrink you down into what you look like and then look at everything else you do.
Like if people don't want to fuck you, you lose a little value, I feel like, in music.
This is tangential, but there's a song that really annoys the daylights out of me. It's that song Hello. Have you heard that song?
By Pop Smoke?
Yeah, where it's like, I want a red bone, yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And to me, I feel like that song.
My mom does like that song.
but like the real lyrics behind it, like
That's
to
what
me, shows what it's like to just be a woman. Like this is what's out here.
Okay.
And maybe
can we just do the hook though? I like my bitches red bone, ass fat, jello, light skin, mellow.
Hello.
Right? Hello. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough. I get it. I got sympathy for her, but yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is empathy is not a bad thing.
Right.
And remembering that regardless of the Instagram and the social media and the public relations machine, there still is a human being.
She's a human being. Yeah.
And she's a human being with the choice. You know what she can do?
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear you, Coach.
She's a human being with the choice. She can turn off her Instagram.
Bingo.
Or she can have somebody else manage it.
It's also a choice to be a human being. It's also a choice to be a human being who's not callous.
Sure.
And
that's the world we live in.
Okay. Like,
so
okay.
I mean, yeah, she can do that. And maybe this is a part of the lesson that she will have to learn, that maybe I do have to filter more people out. But I think Nicole, the point that Coach trying to make is that there's nothing wrong with her feeling what she's feeling. It makes sense.
How many times would Michelle Obama get called a monkey or an ape?
Yeah, and you don't think she went home and cried? You don't know. That's my point. We have no idea.
Yet someone else managed the account, so she didn't see it.
But she's a first lady. That's a little different than being
a public figure. Why is it different? You just said no one's ready to be thrust into the spotlight.
First of all, someone took her along for the ride. She didn't want her husband to run for president. She just agreed because that's what he wanted. That's another story. I'm saying that it doesn't matter what the bottom line is. She is a human being. She has the right to feel what she feels, and no one should have any input in telling her how she should feel about anything.
The irony for me is that like 2 weeks ago, we had a conversation and we were talking about mental health, and we talked about Simone Biles. We talked about Naomi Osaka, and the same gentlemen and women in this room were talking about good for them for having their mental health, good for them for being open about that. And now Lizzo is saying the same thing, right? Because Simone Biles also has Instagram.
No, that's where I disagree. But I know Ram has been trying to jump in, and he's not getting the
I'm good, guys. I'm all set.
Saying the same thing. That's all. Okay. So like with Lizzo, okay. It's like we're all human beings. Like, and as a 5'7" man, you know what I mean, who comes in the body, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, people look at me like, oh, he's short, he's XYZ, blase, split, this and that. I gotta prove myself. You know what I'm saying? Period. If I'm an entertainer and I put myself out there like that, then there's certain things that come with the territory. Like as the person who does music, like you know what I'm saying, like Autumn does painting. You know what I'm saying? So like if someone goes to one of her exhibits and like, damn, this is shit. You know what I mean? That is their right, you know, and it comes with
I
it.
have thick skin, but maybe she doesn't.
No.
She does.
But-
she just has her moment.
But
Yeah.
but you know,
Everybody does.
even if you didn't have thick skin, you know what I'm saying? Like me, for example, I don't have thick skin. I'm a comedian and a fucking rapper, and I got bars and I got jokes, and I'm sensitive to some bitch. But if I'm on stage and somebody don't like my shit, I can't, you know what I'm saying, go in there and be like, you know, I just don't like
That's
the
what you need to
racial stuff.
do.
What, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happens to sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
But that's not true.
Because
and
our
no-
body
no
holds the
kids that-
score,
that's
and
not
so
true.
it's inside. And so
I think-
you deal with the rest
Okay.
of your trauma.
I think she's strong. She just has her moments like everybody does. She
And
chose
she's
to be
allowed.
public with that moment. That's
You
all.
know what her thing is? This is not what she expected it to be. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She
What I
came out here and she had that #1 record, and she thought that, oh shit, I'm out here with the Beyoncés and the Rihannas, and you know, damn, they still calling me a fat black bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, this hurts. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me go ahead and put on this persona like I'm happy with my body and then go work out. Like, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
But
I
can't
get,
you
I
both,
get
can't
you
you
as far
be
as
working to something and
the
still be
entertainment
proud?
business goes. I'm a firm believer.
Oh, I
in
see you, coach.
you get what you sign up for. But still, she can choose to be public with those vulnerable moments. That's fine. She ain't gonna stop. Ain't shit stopping. I mean, she's hurt for a little bit, but she gonna be back out there. She'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think it would be more understandable. And first of all, yeah, we're all sensitive. We all hurt.
Mhm.
Like if she puts out a song and it's like, you fat bitch, like that's unacceptable, right? But
Yeah.
if it's like, hey, like look at me shaking my ass, look at me, you know, I don't know, showing things like this. These are things, right? You have to be acceptable. You have to be accepting of, hey, everybody isn't going to fuck with this. Again,
Exactly.
like looking like the first man. But I have to understand that people aren't going to fuck with it. And sometimes people are going to say mean things. And it's okay to be vulnerable about that, but you have to know that's a part of the territory.
Yep.
And for me, like, the reason why I brought this up is because I'm on the fence. Normally, I'm rah-rah, like, these fucking people are insensitive, they don't see things, but and I hate this term doing too much, but I feel like sometimes Lizzo's doing a little bit too much. Like, even if it was
She's aware of that. She said that. She says she knows she's extra. That's part of who she is. I mean, this is in like another interview. But
Uh-huh.
like, do you think that perhaps maybe you don't know what you're gonna get into and how you're gonna feel until it's actually happening.
sure.
So maybe we're just seeing her real-time reaction. Like everyone knows that if you're thrust into the spotlight, yes, you're gonna have people saying mean, awful things to you, no matter how amazing you look, no matter how talented you are. So maybe she's just, being vulnerable and saying this hurts, but maybe she just didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe some of her antics are like a defense mechanism. Like,
Sure.
like everything I've always thought about Lizzo, like the twerking and all that, I always thought like there was a part of it, maybe it's confidence, but maybe it's like, I'm gonna do this before you laugh at me.
Which is that's
Lizzo, if you're listening, you get a free body transformation from Classic Man Fitness for 6 months, and I will get 100 pounds off of you if that's what you want. There it is.
What do we think about, and granted it's a different dynamic because they're white women, right? But what do we
Right.
think about like Adele and Melissa McCarthy, like consciously?
But here's my
choosing to
thing,
lose
Melissa,
100
but there,
pounds?
this is my thought, right? Like, I do think that there are different levels to this, right? Melissa McCarthy, and maybe it's also behavior, maybe it's also age. We're talking about someone who's in her 20s. Melissa McCarthy is like in her late 40s, early
Yeah, I think
50s.
something like that. Yeah.
Different audience, different group. You know, she's like a mom. That's how she comes across, right? That's part of it. I mean, I do think that there are some like external factors with Lizzo about the sexual politics of a bigger woman not being ashamed to say that she likes men and she wants to go out and do that, whether she's successful at it or not. I think there's still something to be said about like a woman owning her sexuality, but to be a bigger woman. And I know Coach doesn't want to hear this, but he did share this last week when he was on the show on the AM. I don't remember the number of it, but you see I'm plugging it, so you can pull that in. But the reality is that the average size of a woman, particularly in the minority community, is plus size.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's reality for it. And that's good, bad, or it's a fact. Yeah. So the reality is there are more people who look like Lizzo. For that reason, should maybe be supporting Lizzo because she's reflecting their body.
Yep.
So I mean, but
I'm not talking about the health ramifications of that in the need for law.
And I guess I can only see that because it's so important, right? At 28 years old, she's over 250 pounds, right? That's the problem. She could literally die on stage.
Okay.
That's not an exaggeration. That's not a projection. That's the truth. So what kind of example does that set for the 25 million Black girls that's following her?
Here's the thing. It's not about her weight. I think her weight is the damn low-hanging fruit. Is there. Yeah. Her like sexual behavior, that's some more low-hanging fruit. Is there. It's like her behavior. She's out here acting like Miley Cyrus. People wasn't rocking with that shit either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But Miley, you know what I'm saying? It was like, like you out here, that's You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just so happens that she's, you know what I'm saying, bigger. And it just so happens, you know what I'm saying, that she, you know what I'm saying?
Her dad is Billy Ray.
and female behavior is policed so much more. I mean, look, Lil Dicky does the fucking most, bro, but he's celebrated for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know who that is. Who is that?
I like Dave though. Dave is funny.
Dave is funny.
Little Dicky goes over the top.
He's doing too much, but nobody's fucking. You know what I mean,
it's not sexual though. Also, I mean, we're still. This is America. We're still puritanical.
Oh, watch episode 3 of Dave. It's
Dave is.
I mean, talented white people get more media.
I guess my thought is if you're going to be an example, right? If you're going to be someone who celebrates your body and you know that you're overweight and you know that there are a million people follow you, celebrate it. If you're not going to celebrate it, then don't celebrate it.
Well, maybe she doesn't know yet. Maybe she's trying to figure that out.
You know what?
But her initial impact. Her initial impact on the market was, I'm big and I love it. But now, but on the flip side, she's not loving it because she can't handle the comments.
But it's one moment out of 365 days. Yeah. I mean, have you never had a bad day where you just felt like crap and then tomorrow you woke up and you kept it moving? I mean, this is the part that I think I'm struggling the most with. She's a human being. We all have crappy days.
Right.
No one in this group has ever felt badly.
Sure.
No, that's not the thing. But we've never cried on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like when was the last time you cried and had your phone in your hand?
That's kind of like
okay, but I mean, but people do all those subtweets and but I don't want to talk about it.
He got clowned for that too, right? When Tyrese broke down on social media.
Yeah, Tyrese.
He got clowned pretty hard for that. And I know the gender dynamics are different, and especially the body dynamics are different. Mm-hmm. But I think it was the idea of being a celebrity and showing yourself to be. It's not that you can't be vulnerable, but how vulnerable are you if you're willing to share it with millions and millions of people?
Right.
Sometimes that's a good thing, right? Like Nicole pointed out, and maybe there is some hypocrisy.
It is cathartic.
Celebrated Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka for doing the same thing, but it just somehow felt different, right?
It is different. It's completely different.
Why?
Wait a minute. What?
Here's why.
That's why I said it might be hypocritical. Like,
Here's why it's different. Here's why it's different. Because their mental health was directly related to their performance, right? It's they're being idolized or not idolized, and they're questioning their performances, right? Conversely, Lizzo isn't being shamed because of her performance. We all love her music. Why men great so they gotta be great, right? We all love her music, but that's not what she's getting shamed over.
Yeah.
It's not a performance. It's a freaking appearance. She's faking her.
I don't think the tennis players are getting shamed over their performances either, right? It's just like they got other shit going on in their life and they don't feel like the decision not to deal with the ancillary shit that comes along with sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
okay,
that's
like
what Lizzo's dealing with, the ancillary shit that comes along with being a talented.
Is it ancillary though, Autumn? I think that's the question. Is it ancillary?
She's coming out celebrating her bigness, and now she's getting upset about her bigness. That's what she's.
Well, yeah, but that's because she is a human being, and human beings change their minds, and maybe we're just seeing her in transition right now.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Could be.
Because whenever human beings are presented with new information, they change their minds sometimes.
What new information did she get?
They're smart.
Might have gotten the new information that people are more awful than she thought they were. There are levels to awfulness.
But this hasn't changed her entire life.
Having a bad day and a bad week.
Could be that.
It could be, but she's dealt with this her entire life. This isn't new.
No, but it is new in terms.
It's just like the lack of empathy is killing me here.
Anytime
seriously, everybody's sitting here like, I mean, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to sit here like, wow, I'm the most feeling person ever, but I don't understand how this is even up for discussion when the main point for most people has been like, maybe she's having a bad day. Like,
that's not the topic though.
But that
is part of the topic. But that is part of the topic, that she posts things, people make comments about it, and it hurts, and she's getting racist comments. Okay.
That comes with it. Okay. Like as an artist and like as a person who does music, like, you know the saying, it's lonely at the top. Like it really is. The higher up you go, the better you get at your craft. You have to isolate yourself because there's
obviously. But do you also know the fact that if you don't get your mental health together, no matter what top you're at, you won't stay there?
You get your mental health together. You get your mental health together with your counselor. You don't do that on Instagram.
I am.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a different culture now. So you know what? You can't have it both ways. We can't have Instagram and social media and say we want people to be open and honest about who they are. Then when they share the things that are real, what happened?
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, wait. Here's the thing: you can have an Instagram and social media because, or like whatever, because that's the time we live in. But you don't hit send on everything. You don't share everything. Like, your mental health is your responsibility, is my responsibility. Is like ultimately up to everybody not to suck. But like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all know people ain't shit. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to work with that tomorrow.
It's true. Most people are raggedy.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's fuck. You know what I'm saying? But your mental health is just like your happiness. It's your responsibility.
And that's exactly what Will Smith said. That's exactly right. Yeah. Will Smith said it just like that. He said, it's your heart, it's your mind, and it's your responsibility. And the fact that the person who hurt you don't gotta pay for it, it sucks. But it's your mind, it's your heart, it's your responsibility to deal with it, not theirs.
But it's, I mean, the point is, like, there's nothing, I mean,
we're seeing this happen to her. None of you people will I speak to if I ever have a bad day.
We're seeing this happen to her in real time. And she's allowed to feel all of these feelings and also accept that this is her responsibility. But she's human.
Nobody.
Not in this year, bottom. No, she's not. She's not. She's not.
She's human. And she's
a woman up.
Human being.
Suck it up.
And other
We're
people
not
are going
disagreeing,
to agree with
but
it.
that's
And
it.
it's all okay, because that's just what life is. And
I
she's
am
entitled
as
to-
empathetic as
Queen.
any human being is. My
No,
entire
you are
job-
not. That is false
Okay.
because the way you
My-
talked about Diet
My
Coke,
entire
you are not.
job is to be empathetic. My entire job is to be empathetic.
Okay.
Right?
Okay,
I've got to
King.
understand what people are dealing with. And what I'm saying is she's projecting an image, and that image that she's projecting is getting rejected, and she doesn't like it.
And that is okay.
So stop projecting the image.
But it's
Wait,
okay.
Hold on. No, wait. Okay, hold on.
And maybe
King,
she
King,
will. The
King.
point is, it's just okay.
Okay, kings and queens. Here's the thing. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and ultimately, women, you know what I'm saying? Women, from my understanding, you guys like to talk, to vent. When men hear what you're going through, you know what I'm saying? We hear a problem and we like, okay, let's fix it. You know what I'm saying? Either we tell you what, you know what I'm saying, comes with XYZ, but you as women, you guys are real sensitive. You guys, you know what I'm saying, are like, oh my God, how can we be so callous? No, we're trying to fix the problem.
I just want to be clear. I don't
No,
mean
but
to
I
interject, but did you just tell us about women? I just want to be
did.
clear.
No,
Want to be real clear
not-
before we get into it.
Okay, this is what I did.
Yeah, because
Queen,
I'm more
Queen.
like a dude. I'm very
Okay.
much.
Yeah, because I don't need anybody to help me solve my own problems. So I just want to be clear that you were letting us know how women's logic is.
No, but I think
I just want to make sure I heard you right, because when I talk
Okay,
to me
okay,
and
okay,
Autumn
okay.
and we talk about this in our circle and we start crying and then they braid my hair, we're gonna be on point. Please, tell me again. Tell me again. I'm waiting.
Queen, hold on. Hold on.
Please,
Wait a minute.
the floor is yours.
Queen,
I'm dying.
Queen. Fix your posture, baby. You don't have to be so
You
defensive.
don't tell me what to fix. I fix whatever I want to fix. I'm a grown ass woman. So my posture is fine. Continue.
This is what I was saying. This is all that I was saying. I was making an observation, and amongst the 3 men on the panel and the 2 women on the panel,
There are 3 women on the panel. There
I
are 3.
would think. I'm sorry. What?
There are 3 women on the panel. There are 4
Okay.
men on the panel.
You know what?
So maybe I can fix that. I was able to problem solve my way through
Oh my
counting.
goodness. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to say that I am infallible or any of that. What I'm saying is I saw a pattern, like this whole Lizzo thing, like is a lightning rod. Why? Because it's easy. She's talented. She's Black. She's big. She, you know what I'm saying, is trying to you know what I'm saying, grab a hold of her sexuality. She's easy to talk about. But at the end of the day, we have to see why she's getting this response from the men, this response from the women. I'm not trying to tell you about you, because Queen, I am not the expert on you at all. Like, I'm not that guy.
Let me make sure I understand what you're saying. You're just essentially saying that you see an observation where women often, but obviously not always, look at from the perspective of how she feels, and we just want to talk about that. Or we don't necessarily just want to talk about that, but that is something that we highlight more so. And then men who have been socialized to be problem solvers are not speaking about how she feels. They're talking about how she can remedy what she's going through.
It seems like what I'm getting from this convo.
And I think that both,
Mhm.
I think that men and women can stand to learn to be equally good at both.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna end it
women,
with that.
I mean, because I get it. I understand what you guys are saying. Like, this is what she's doing, but in order for these things to stop, that's the solution. And you are right. Bottom line, that is the solution. But I think men can also look at it from the perspective and just for a moment, just be in her shoes and think about how that might feel and how you could possibly react that way when you are, yes, you've been criticized your whole life because of your body, perhaps. And now you're thrust into the spotlight and you've been dealing with a lot of shit your whole life. But now this is some next level shit. And you were maybe thinking shit was going to get better and it's not looking the way you thought it would. And all of these things are happening to a celebrity that regular people like us have no clue about. Maybe, just maybe, you might do something that's out of what your typical character would be, because this celebrity shit, from what I understand, it is wild. No one is prepared for it. No one, even the most beautiful, spectacular, amazingly talented person, unless you grew up in this entertainment culture, you're not going to be like a regular person and then get thrown into this and just be like, well, stick to the plan. Because it's wild. The whole world knows you. Everyone feels like they can say whatever they want to say about you. Random people you don't know are having full podcast discussions about your one fragile moment. Like, that's a lot of shit. And yes, you're right. There is a way to remedy that and end it. And maybe we'll see her get to that point. But I think the bottom line is it's beneficial to look at it from both directions equally, because she is a human being. And I think all human beings deserve